Hallo, hört man mich schon? Ich hoffe ja. Ich höre mich zumindest. Ja, wir versuchen heute die Somero-Story fertig zu machen. Nur, dass ihr Bescheid wisst. Für die Leute, die das im Nachhinein sehen.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd.
Bitte sei jetzt der richtige Link. Es ist der richtige Link. Perfekt. Nice. Okay, legen wir direkt los. Ich habe auch noch ein bisschen Harz aufgebraucht gehabt jetzt vorher. Damit ich das nicht wieder im Stream zwischendrin machen muss. Stimmt, wir müssen... Wie war das nochmal? Wir haben Sachen für Kollegen gesammelt und dann... Und dann war irgendwas mit einer Verwelkung. Und die wollen wir uns ansehen. Es war gefährlich, da in die Nähe zu gehen, wenn man kein göttliches Auge hat. Irgendwie so war das.
That is the withering. All right, traveler. We're going to have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the withering. If we eliminate those, then the area will be saved. Thank you.
Cool.
But I must warn you. Don't push yourself. This is your first time handling this sort of thing, after all. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at any point it becomes too much, return outside the zone and take a breather. It could become a matter of life and death. You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Wie besiege ich die Verwelkung?
Solidify!
Wird mir das hier jetzt erklärt, oder... Ah. Okay. Das klingt scheiße. Ich muss die Triebe kaputt machen. Okay, ich sollte es nicht auf die leichte... Oh. Oh fuck, es sammelt sich ja wirklich schnell an. Oh fuck, das sammelt sich ja sehr schnell an. Ich muss das machen, um es kaputt zu machen. Ach nein, das ist der Kern. Ah.
Stabilize.
Oder? Habe ich das richtig verstanden? Das hier sind jetzt die Triebe. Ah? Ja,
Great
okay.
work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Jetzt fängt er aber. Oh,
Gather.
nee, macht man nicht. Superpilz.
Now, destroy the tumors of the withering.
Okay, den muss ich töten und jetzt müssen wir in den Kern. Nee, wir machen ihn einfach direkt kaputt. Okay, auch in Ordnung. Auch in Ordnung für mich.
Yes, thanks to you two. We were able to quickly restore this area back to normal.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does Paimon have the feeling you're worried about something?
It's that obvious, huh? Alright, it's like this. Recently, the rate at which the withering zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, it won't be long before another one appears. If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving lasting effects on the rainforest itself.
Kann man da überhaupt nichts
For
gegen machen?
instance, even though we
Oder
cleared out
wird
the
es jetzt so ein
withering zone,
Plot-Ding
many of the
sein,
plants
dass
that were
wir
affected will not recover.
mit dem Archon versuchen,
This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many
die
plants in the
Verwelkung
rainforest
endgültig
are already in
aufzuhalten.
decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants.
Das wäre cool
And
eigentlich.
most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase,
Es soll ja auch noch eine Wüste
Kale's
geben.
case of Elazar has also become more serious.
Vielleicht hängt die auch nochmal irgendwie mit zusammen.
Why's that?
Vielleicht kommt die Verwelkung von da.
I'm still not sure of the exact
Who knows?
reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar
perfekter
cases are
Traveler,
being
der weiß
reported for
einfach, was ich
patients
will.
with other conditions.
Nice.
No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded
Oh.
in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world.
Oh,
By the way, have you heard of Irminsul before?
das ist scheiße.
Irminsul
was
is a
ist das,
tree
oder wer?
located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. You can basically think of it as a large tree that grows downwards rather than upwards.
Ja.
I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground, all the way up to the surface. Ley lines
Oh, stimmt. Wir hatten
continually
auch noch so eine
absorb the
Vision, weil wir
memories of this
umgekippt
world,
sind.
which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to
Oder ein
collect the
Traum
knowledge and
eigentlich.
wisdom from ancient times
Oder?
to present day. The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is
haben
directly
geträumt,
connected to it.
weil wir
It
bewusstlos
is
waren.
also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a manifestation of Irminsul. And as for the Withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul. I'm afraid we Rangers will be battling the Withering Zones here for a long time until a cure is found.
Dann solltet ihr mehr
That's
mit
enough on this topic
Vision
for the time being.
ran,
Now
also
we've
mit
taken
dem
care of
göttlichen
things here,
Auge
it's time for
ranholen.
us to head back to Gandharvaville.
Weil irgendwie, ich habe nur mitbekommen, dass 2 dabei euch sind. Und die eine stirbt. Nicht so die besten Voraussetzungen. Übrigens, ich finde es super, hier sind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, wenn wir das hier nicht mitzählen. TP-Punkte. Und hier in der Stadt kein einziger. Also, es gibt einen außerhalb, der ist ziemlich close dran, ja. Aber halt nicht direkt dran. Das ist Betrug. Aber es zählt, glaube ich, halt einfach nicht als super relevanter Ort, auch wenn wir mehrfach für die Story dahin müssen. Ich will jetzt aber kurz gucken, wie viel Puls ich mittlerweile zusammen habe. Ah, ich bin mittlerweile bei 20. Oh, das ist schön. Dann ist der Händler-Reset jetzt in 4 Tagen. Und bis Jula wiederkommen sollte.
The damned will sooner die again than lay a hand on me.
Hallo? Ah. Bis Jula wiederkommen sollte, wäre, glaube ich, auch nochmal ein Shop-Reset. Oder mitten im Rerun von ihr ist dann ein Shop-Reset. Irgendwie so.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The Withering Zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Huh. Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
Das ist ein Tukan. Ich weiß nicht, was du hast.
What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
Oh, her? How could we forget? So did something happen?
Erst mit der Vogel
Let
uns
me see
jetzt
what's written
sagen.
in the letter first.
Oh, ich dachte, der Vogel sagt, das wäre lustiger.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Just let Paimon read it. Huh? All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines.
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia resumed her meditation. She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking us for help. We need to go.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you know all that from just a few lines on the paper?
Well,
Magie.
obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... well, I'd prefer not to remember that. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could you two bring these to her?
Ja.
Wait, You want us to bring her the rations? But will the traveler be okay if her cave is still filled with that funny incense?
Nein, nein.
Let's find
Bin
out.
krass.
Here, traveler, take a smell and see. So, how do you feel?
Oh wait, kann es sein, dass man es einmal hat und dann ist man immun?
Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy? But wait, how'd you know that he'd be okay this time, Tainari?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that he would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsol's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving you. Because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but the entire world of Teyvat.
Wait,
My
mir ist eben erst
forefathers were
aufgefallen, dass
shown
der
much
Dude schwarz
favor
hat.
by greater
Also-
Lord Ruka Devata. We took an oath to protect
Nee,
this
warte, was
nation
ist
together
er
with him.
eigentlich? Ich habe eigentlich gedacht,
Now
er ist
that
so ein
that duty has fallen to
Hasenmensch.
me, it was
Aber ein
part of
Hase hat
my
nicht so einen
responsibilities
Schwanz.
to ascertain whether you could be entrusted with the fate of Sumeru. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes,
Ein
you have
Fuchs.
earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secrets from you.
Und wir kennen eine Fuchsperson, die hat zwar hängende Ohren,
When you passed out, your
Aber auf-
consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul.
Sind
What
das
you
hängende
witnessed
Ohren?
were actually real
Bei-
memories
bei
contained
Yaimiko?
within
Ich
Irminsul
weiß es
itself. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation
Oh.
and use of Spirit Borneal are aimed at establishing a connection with Irminsul, just as you did.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely ignored us the last time we tried talking to her.
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid communicating with others. Please, wait here for a moment.
ich denke mir, er schreibt jetzt zurück. Aber der Vogel ist schon süß.
Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her and she'll answer any questions you may have. No. I should be the one thanking you. You've both been a great help these last few days.
Hypatia should
Also ich
still
bin
be
jetzt
in the
immun
cave.
gegen dieses,
Let's go inside and see how
wie
she's
sagt
doing.
man, den Geruch oder was auch immer das war geworden, weil ich die Dendrokraft habe. Also ich nehm's. Oh ne, warte, warum fliege ich da hin?
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
Ich bete übrigens sehr, dass wir uns die Sumero-Flügel dann erspielen dürfen, wenn wir die Story auf aktuellen Stand haben. Achso, es hat geladen. Wir wollten nichts sagen, spielen, nein?
Hypatia? Hey, there's nobody here. Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area.
Liegt sie irgendwo hinter einer Wurzel? Oh, ich frage mich, ob der Synchronsprecher vom Traveler überhaupt bezahlt wird. Oh, was bist du denn? Hä? Oh, bin ich wieder bewusstlos. Wegen dem kleinen Ding. Das hat mich irgendwie an Noppon erinnert aus Xenoblade. Oh, ich habe mittlerweile den ersten Teil durchgespielt. Es ist großartig. Irgendwann spiele ich das Game nochmal on Stream. Ich werde nicht so verwirrt sein, wie ich es beim ersten Playthrough war. Oh Wunder. Aber ich habe so viele Sidequest-Sachen übersehen. Habe ich dann im Nachhinein rausgefunden.
So hungry. Need water.
Alter, die stirbt
There's no
gerade.
way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Let's try finding some water first. Huh? Wait. Why does it look super foggy outside all of a sudden?
Solltet ihr ihr nicht zuerst Essen geben, bevor sie wirklich noch stirbt? Was seid ihr beide für Arschlöcher?
Huh? How things out here end up looking like this?
Oh lol.
What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh, maybe you're right. Let's go
Auch wegen dem
investigate the
kleinen
area.
Vieh? Nee, wir sollten ihr jetzt... Leg das fucking Essen und Trinken dahin. Oder habe ich das überlesen, dass ihr das gemacht habt? Weil sonst seid ihr einfach... Die stirbt. Oh, aber das sieht so cool aus. Wir haben ja Sumeru noch nicht ganz erkundet. Ist das ein Teil von Sumeru?
This place is huge! Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Alles an Primal Gems mitnehmen. Es kann übrigens sein, wenn wir für Jula nicht genug zusammenkriegen, dass ich dann etwas mehr streame, die ganzen Legendenaufträge mache, mich durch Inazuma durchquäle. Obwohl das eigentlich gar nicht mal so blöd wäre. Oh, warte mal. Da komme ich bestimmt später hin. Obwohl es gar nicht so blöd wäre, kann ich mir vorstellen. Ach so. Wir machen hier die eine Stelle aus Zelda Wind Waker nach. Ich wollte erst Wind Waker HD sagen, aber so funktioniert das nicht. Das Game heißt Zelda Wind Waker. Wait, komme ich da jetzt ernsthaft nicht hoch? So. Dankeschön. Okay. Oh, das sieht so schön aus. Okay, Hilfe, Fiebertraum. Warum bin ich in Inazuma?
Huh? What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Sieht aus wie der Bereich aus dem letzten Event. Okay, das habt ihr jetzt nicht gesehen. Also die nur zugucken. Die es gespielt haben, ja klar, habt ihr es gesehen. Oh, jetzt sind wir hier auf der anderen Seite. Aber was ist das? Also mich 3 von diesen Dingern hier sammeln. Ja gut, aber wo muss ich die hinbringen? Oh, war ein bisschen zu schnell. Nein! Okay, ich bin noch wenigstens oben. Nee, egal, wir schießen einfach. Wir haben Schau. Wir dürfen das. Es müsste ja auch bald noch mal Anniversary sein. Ich weiß gerade nicht mehr, wann der Anniversary von dem Game war. Doch, ich habe mein Handy hier. Das will ich gerade ganz kurz nachgucken. Das heißt, wir sind kurz auf K. Aber war das nicht der 29. September? Wenn mir jetzt irgendjemand sagt, ja, das Spiel gab es schon vorher, dann nein. Die Beta zählt nicht mit. 28. September. Ja, und irgendwann später ist es dann für PS5 nochmal erschienen, aber das ist ja egal. Angeblich soll das Game immer noch für Switch kommen, aber ist eine andere Geschichte. Und irgendein Bildartikel gerade darüber mit der Schlagzeile, yo, darum solltest du Genshin Impact deinstallieren. Ich glaube, ich sollte wissen, was ich spielen möchte und was nicht. Liebe Bildzeitung. Oder Computer. Ich weiß nicht, ob die Computer bilden was eigenes ist. Aber für mich hört sich so an, als wäre es einfach nur die Computerabteilung von der Bild. Okay, das ist nur ein Rückweg. Ja, aber da haben wir... Doch, September ist doch... August, September, Oktober, November. Ja. Dann haben wir bald Anniversary. Ich hoffe, wir kriegen wieder 10 bis 20 Eventpuls. Oh, der sollte entweder genau vor Jula fallen oder nach Jula. Ich kann es halt leider überhaupt nicht einschätzen, weil jetzt die bin ich dumm. Weil jetzt gerade die Durchläufe von Genshin kürzer geworden sind. Was ich nicht so geil finde. Bin nicht so der größte Fan davon. Weil ich fand das nicht so schlimm, dass die, ich weiß gar nicht mehr, warum es so war, aber die haben sich mal eine Auszeit genommen. Und ich habe da persönlich kein Problem, wenn Entwickler sich mal eine Auszeit nehmen, weil irgendjemand krank ist oder weil sie einfach ein bisschen eine Pause brauchen. Ich meine, am Ende des Tages sind es auch Menschen. weiß, ganz weirde Erkenntnis. Aber deswegen sollte man eigentlich nicht immer... Es gibt so oft eine blöde Aussage, die ich höre mit, ja, die Entwickler müssen wissen, was im nächsten Update kommt. Oder was in einem neuen Spiel kommen soll. Bei dem ich mir denke, ja, wenn man selber nicht mehr Ideen hat, was im nächsten Teil passieren soll, dann sollte man eigentlich nicht unbedingt ein neues Spiel verlangen. Weil das muss ja mindestens eine Grundidee geben. Ich könnte zum Beispiel bis heute, ich würde gerne ein weiteres Game haben, das wie Sekiro funktioniert von From Software, weil ich da ja echt meinen Spaß hatte. Aber es gibt nur eine einzige Sache, die man im ganzen Universum von Sekiro Shadow Die Twice nicht erklärt bekommt, zumindest in meinen Augen, und das ist der Tomoe-Vorfall. Und ja, seien wir ehrlich, das ist ein DLC, wenn überhaupt. Ich frage mich, ob sie überlegt haben, sowas zu machen. Oder wie das... Oh, es macht mir Schaden. Oder wie der Gedankengang von denen da war. Weil, wie gesagt, in Teil 2, was willst du machen? Das Problem ist, dass das Prosthetic Tool dann weg ist. Was mit das geilste Feature von dem Game ist. Hier muss ich die 2 Dinger hinbringen, oder? Genau. Ein drittes muss ich noch finden. Wo finde ich jetzt noch ein drittes? Ja. Wenn ich einfach der Markierung folge, finde ich schon. Aber ja, ich habe auch mal so ein Video gesehen, das war ganz cool. Ich weiß leider nicht mehr, von wem es war, aber da hat jemand so einen Contest gemacht. Und seine Community dann so gefragt, yo, gib mir mal Ideen und zeichnet das mal, wie neue Prosthetic Tools aussehen sollen. Und das fand ich sehr cool. Da gab es ein paar sehr interessante. Ich bin immer noch für ein Moonlight Sword Prosthetic Tool. Irgend sowas, weil irgendwie ist es das einzige Game ohne Moonlight Sword. Es sei denn, wir zählen das Schwert vom Divine Dragon. Nicht so cool. Aber... Ich sollte das schon so machen. Oh. Achso, ich dachte, damit hätte ich jetzt eher was Secret-mäßiges gefunden. Gern gewusst, was passiert, wenn ich vorher runtergesprungen wäre, aber ich hab's zu spät gerafft. Und wo bin ich jetzt? Ich finde es gerade ein bisschen weird, das macht die Orientierung ein bisschen schwer. Zumindest für mich. Achso, ich soll einfach nur hier rüber, oder? Ach, nee, die wollten mir so den Weg zeigen. Okay, verstanden. Was machst du hier? Was machst du hier? Hat man dir wehgetan? Oh, das wird auch cool, wenn es bei der Genshin Story dann aufgeklärt wird, warum Lumin bei den Abgrund Leuten da ist.
Bow before the abyss. Stabilize. Order guide.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das so smart war, aber egal.
Evil conquering.
Wait, der ist doch Wasser. Das heißt, ich sollte mit meinem D-Look dann da gute Karten haben. Mit meinem Jau wird es ein bisschen problematisch. Ich komme da nicht so gut durch Wasser durch. Oder ich muss ihn gar nicht erst ganz besiegen.
Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. We faced others like him before. What's wrong this time?
Er ist halt einfach krasser.
Though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful traveler. Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete denial? Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eyes is that of an annoying bug, only to be stepped upon.
What the fuck?
The bonds of love and
Was du mir für ein Arsch?
drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last. Now die!
Muss ich jetzt weiterkämpfen oder? Bekomme ich jetzt einfach Support von, keine Ahnung, 6 Sterne D-Look. Oh, ich hätte gerne einen 6 Sterne D-Look. Da fällt mir ein. Ich wollte mal gucken, was Kikis Constellations sind. Chichi, ich weiß. Ist mir egal. Ich bin froh, dass ich mir schon bei Zhao und Zhongli so angewöhnt habe, wie es richtig sein sollte. Glaube ich. Doch. Haben wir wieder halluziniert? Oh, wir haben da Essen hingelegt.
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here. Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
Oh, wir haben ja Essen hingelegt. Ja, okay. Wir waren doch kein komplettes Arschloch.
Well,
Die Welt
the
ist ein
news
guter
is
Ort.
that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that?
Oh, vielleicht haben wir sie doch nicht hingelegt.
Are you okay? That's really not like you.
Ja, ist halt
Anyways,
passiert.
we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first. Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
Who is there? Tainari, is
Nee,
that
ich bin der
you?
Traveler.
Huh?
Guten Morgen.
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to give you.
Am Ende hat er da auch nur 3 Striche gekritzelt. Und sie weiß genau, was gemeint ist.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. I'm grateful
das
that you
meinst
came
du
so
jetzt?
quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips. How did you end up like this anyway?
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Your neighbor?
Was für ein
You
Nachbar?
mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Oh!
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little too crazy to believe?
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Dendro Archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In
Ein
my
kleiner
curiosity,
Waldgeist halt.
I
Ein
began to
Noppon.
walk over to the creature. They must have
nicht
already
ganz, sie hat
been
nicht
used
so
to me
weirde
living in
Arme.
the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me
Oder
approaching
so
them.
Flügel?
They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see
Selbst vom
them.
Gesicht her passt es eigentlich.
And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And they weren't alone. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes,
Ich
no doubt
wünschte,
about
hätte
that.
einen Namen.
By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter
Nenn
that
ihn
you had
Ricky.
questions for me regarding Irminsul.
Ess mal ein bisschen mehr.
Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough
Ja,
for my
dann
stomach.
ess halt was.
Well, if
Ist ja nicht schlimm.
somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier. Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too. Let's eat first and talk about Irminsul later. All right, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll love them, Hypatia. They're our specialties after all.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari came to visit.
Oh, ich muss jetzt was kochen. Sad. Ich habe übrigens gestern... Oh, ich dachte, ich muss einfach so... Okay, nö. Habe ich das Splatoon 3, Splatfest Testfire da gespielt.
Let's use the empty box that Tainari
Ich hab
gave
Bock
us
auf
since
Splatoon
we
3.
already watched it.
Hat echt Spaß gemacht.
Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice touch too. Let's go serve this up and start eating with
War zwar
Hypatia.
jemand, der so am Anfang gemeint hat, ja, ich weiß nicht, ob wir Splatoon 3 brauchen, weil an sich hätte ich das lieber gehabt, dass Splatoon 3 ähnlich wie Splatoon 2, aber halt direkt am Release, würde ich dann eher sagen, auf die nächste Konsole gekommen wäre. Aber wer weiß, wann die nächste Konsole überhaupt kommt. Ich kann mir teilweise vorstellen, dass wir die erst in 3, 4, 5, 6 Jahren kriegen.
Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte.
Das ist... Mir fällt das gerade mal auf, das ist eigentlich sowas Verwirrendes bei der Switch. Die Konsole hatte gar keine Release-Games. Ja, Zelda Breath of the Wild und 2 andere. Der Rest ist danach gerückt.
Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's
Aber...
It's
ja.
still hard to believe you were able to connect.
Ich meine, es wäre so smart gewesen, hätten sie einfach noch ein halbes Jahr länger gewartet, damit Mario Odyssey und Splatoon mit als Release-Games raushauen können.
And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spend their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn Ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Oh.
Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experienced a sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. It appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn Ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself, and they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Hä?
Ah,
Warum
that
das
true?
denn?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that
Traurig.
wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again.
Das klingt so sad.
But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible.
Oh mein Gott, Ricky, du
Though
bist
I
einfach der
don't exactly
Hero-Pon.
remember what I saw, I clearly recall
So
the
will ich
feeling.
das.
I suddenly felt like I was a child again.
Ist
Back
einfach
then,
Ricky.
I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself. World forgetting. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
Oh, okay, perfekt.
There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Gehen wir zurück und hoffen, dass es Coley besser geht. Und das war doch die Statue in der Nähe, oder? Yep, das ist ohnehin die Statue in der Nähe. Ups. Wo ist es? Oh stimmt, das war da hinten. Ja, stimmt, da kam man noch nicht ran. Da war ja was. Da waren so Ranken davor.
Useless.
Ach so.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the
Oh, wer
sand.
seid ihr denn?
I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
Yep.
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us, too.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short.
Ja, aber
Most
die
of
können
my
bestimmt
acquaintances
helfen.
are researchers.
Wahrscheinlich der Mentor
How
am Ende.
about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that this very item is the basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! But wait, before that...
Gehen wir nochmal Kulei besuchen.
That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing. She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go!
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
Da ist sie doch. Geht's wieder besser.
I've been waiting for you two. Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect the rainforest here. And, well, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend.
Doch
Not
alles
some girl that
gut.
needs your sympathy. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another. There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you. Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you.
Was denn?
What is it? It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember?
Oh, stimmt.
My handwriting is a little, messy, so please don't laugh. Yay!
Ich sehe die Handschrift eh nicht, alles
Now
fein.
we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like. I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Ich frage mich, ob wir im Nachhinein noch weitere Waldhüter kennenlernen werden. Wo ist das Ding? Jetzt zu dem Ausdauerding. Oh. Hier eine Chest nämlich auch. Aber, da ist es. Da sehe ich's doch. Ah, ja. Easy. Ja, da muss ich mich ja nur nach Sumero tippen. Können wir jetzt schon die Kopfgeldjagden zu machen? Weil ich sehe gerade das Zeichen davon nicht. Ich meine, das war hier. Ah, egal. Werde ich dann schon sehen. Ich hoffe aber, dass die Kopfgeldjagden so angenehm werden wie in Inazuma. Weil da fand ich die Kopfgeldjagden am angenehmsten zu spielen, weil es immer nur der Gegner oder Boss. Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob man Boss sagen darf, aber halt der krasse Gegner war.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Ja.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device. Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are
Ach,
issued one upon arrival.
perfekt. Was für ein
Here are your Akasha terminals.
perfekt getimter
Please handle them
Zufall.
with care.
It kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Oh, says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's give it a try. Ahem. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Lol.
Whoa. Just
Jo, wir sind im
and Paimon
Videogame.
suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we
Jo.
need to do is concentrate on what we
Das
want
ist
to
so
know.
cool.
And bam! You get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Wir sind jetzt einfach in Augmented Reality angekommen.
Okay, now that
In
we're in,
Genshin.
we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let Paimon try. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Paimon doesn't sense anything. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it. Ugh, Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
Wait,
Uh-oh.
ich drücke einfach mal
Paimon's
X.
getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss their Archon.
Ich meine, kann man schon verstehen. Oh, es scheint genau das zu sein, was ich machen musste.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
Oh ne. Ich muss alles wahrscheinlich abfragen.
Huh. Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Das kann sein.
Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher that Tainari recommended. He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the Academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha. Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope.
Oh stimmt, ich kann Achievements eigentlich abholen. Wieso vergesse ich das immer? Waren das alle? Nein. Oh, die höchste Stufe noch kriegen. Mehr Thron finden. Wait a second. Nee, das kann ich nicht auf mir sitzen lassen. Ich habe nicht alle Teleporter in der großen Kluft. Wo fehlt denn einer? Fehlt oben einer? Achso, warte, ja, da muss ich einfach nur die normale Karte öffnen. Oder zählt das jetzt noch oder das als zur großen Kluft? Nee, was wäre dumm, oder? Andererseits, ja, egal. Wenn das nicht so offensichtlich ist, dann lasse ich es doch erstmal.
Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great! You see, Tainari sent us here and...
What? Tainari? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
Here! This is a letter from Tainari!
Oh, let me see... Ah! Ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me. So, you two just have some questions for me? Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information. So, what is it you two would like to know?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha. Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
Ich glaube, ich erkunde gleich mal ein bisschen weiter.
Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
Weil ich brauche ein bisschen Abwechslung von der Story gerade.
Entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
But then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only
Das wird jetzt aber nicht wie bei Inazuma so ein ewig langer Anfangsstory-Teil.
And besides, you two should
Ja, das war ja das Schrecklichste bei Inazuma.
Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing. In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me. Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the academia.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were we're pretty low, but this is so low it's like digging holes in the dirt. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here. Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's hurry and find her.
Ja, nee. Ich will mal kurz... Nee, das wollte ich nicht. Ich will lieber mal ein bisschen erkunden. Ihr beiden. Ich glaube, ich versuche dann hier hochzukommen. Das hört sich sinnvoll an. Hier lang. Kurze Verwirrung. Da kann ich... Oh, warte, bitte sei nicht da unten drin. War das nicht so, dass es da unten war? Oder verwechsel ich gerade was? Warum ist das da? Aber das sollte eigentlich zu Somero zählen, nicht zur großen Kluft, also. Joa. Willst du mich verarschen, Game? Oh, war das nicht so? Okay, ich habe scheinbar was falsch verstanden. Und dann muss der Stein da einfach weiter existieren. Na, perfekt. Wenigstens das Ding hier schon erreichbar. Oh, wait, warte mal. Was sind denn das für Artefakte? Dendro-Schaden und... Megadeno-Resistenz und... Elementarkunde... Okay, den Effekt habe ich jetzt nicht so ganz gerafft. Bitte sei erreichbar. Ja, es ist erreichbar. Vielleicht seid ihr andere? Ihr seid andere Räuber. Oh mein Gott.
Why would anyone want... Forget it. It's not my concern.
Ne, die beiden sind nicht gemeint. Das heißt, es gibt wirklich irgendeinen Teleporter in der großen Kluft, den ich nicht mitgenommen habe? Aber wo? Gibt es einen versteckten? Ich hätte auch einfach aus dem Meer rumstellen können. Aber nein. Da unten ist noch ein Teleporter. Hier oben waren noch sehr viele. Oder soll ich... Ja, komm. Versuche ich mich einfach weiter durch die durch die Story zu schlagen. Ich möchte eigentlich nur die Kopfgeldjagden und so freischalten. Den Rest würde ich gerne nächste Woche dann machen.
Hello, traveler in Paimon. Catherine, we need your help with something. Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve.
Oh, hier hat sie auch dieses Ding am Ohr.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that? You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait. I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
Oh, okay.
Aww, another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't know anyone else to ask now. Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two. In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Eremites. They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence.
An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
Wurde eigentlich das Abenteuerlevel nochmal erhöht? Oder ist 30 mittlerweile wirklich das Maximum und die es erreicht haben, die sind einfach cool. Warte, ist es hier mit den Kopfgeldjagden und so? Oh, bitte sag ja.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand. We'd like to ask you about something.
I see. So, Catherine's the one who sent you this way. Ha!
Oh,
It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but
Ah,
even
nee.
I can't help you
Oh.
meet the Dendro Archon.
Ich wollte sagen, du siehst sehr cool aus, aber dann bist du doch halt nur das klassische, etwas ältere Mann-Design.
The Eremites aren't terrible.
Halt ein bisschen dunkler.
So we don't know much
Aber ich finde, das
about
passt.
divinities. As far as the Akasha
Das passt mit
goes,
den
we
weißen
have
Haaren echt
access
gut.
even less than you. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru aren't interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late Greater Lord Rugurdevada. In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rugurdevada and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumeru are concerned, she's just a god that exists. And that's all.
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that, Paimon sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among people like us.
All right. Well, thanks for the info, Asfand.
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
Seems Asfond was right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
Huh?
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. She said, "O Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go."
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for the story! Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Huh? This is weird.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You think they're looking for her? This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali! We can't let them get in the way now. Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can catch up with Dunyarzad.
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
That should keep him busy for a while. Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad.
Wo muss ich jetzt hin? Ich sollte eigentlich noch den letzten Teleporter mitnehmen. Oh,
might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me.
Warum ist das so?
Looks like there are some coming this way.
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for? Run!
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect me to hide in a place like that.
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone looking for you.
Wo gehen wir denn rein? Ist das ihr Haus oder sind wir jetzt irgendwo in den Laden einfach drin, der unauffälliger ist? Yo, what the fuck? Was ist das für ein Haus?
Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
Du bist ein Charakter, oder?
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago.
Ich will, dass sie ein Charakter ist.
Searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Stay out of this. You don't understand the
Oh,
situation.
ja.
Sorry, my lady.
Ich hab's gesehen.
Even
Sie ist ein
though I'm your
Pyro-Charakter.
bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
Oh, das ist cool.
What?
How much more
Sie
do
ist
I
auch
have to
sehr
pay
coole
you
Augen.
to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time and I'll get that much.
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents. And they know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be old news to you. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our next topic of conversation. Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab some grub.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you in nearly half a year. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha! Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Yeah, we're already super grateful for everything you told us about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. Hey, come on! Paimon has personal preferences too, you know. Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived.
Jo.
Nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ich dachte, wir essen nicht so viel.
We want to follow her.
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you.
Really?
Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt.
Wow, you really do know everything.
Dunyarzad, is there anything you want?
What? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything.
Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen.
But can you make my illness go away?
Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
Then, can you be my friend?
Oh.
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat.
Das ist so weird, dass das eigentlich ein Satz sein könnte, statt zwei Optionen.
If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zerus festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death, so they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Aww, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much Mora prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today, and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
But of course, Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Kommt es mir nur so vor, oder ist das jetzt wirklich ein wieder langweiliger erster Akt? Wieso eigentlich? Ein langweiliger, langwieriger. Obwohl, der Anfang war wieder cool. Also genau wie bei Inazuma. Wir sind jetzt sehr wahrscheinlich an dem Teil, an dem es nur nervig und doof ist. Oh, hier war ich schon einmal. Das ist ein langer Ladebildschirm. Hallo?
Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home. But you made it in the end.
Danke.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, du bist ein Charakter.
But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out. She's on our side now.
Not completely.
Oh, and who
Du
are
bist
these
so gut
two?
detailliert dafür, dass du kein
Meet the
Charakter
Traveler
bist.
and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived at Sumeru City and are looking for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali.
So you're followers from another land?
Wait, sehe ich das Vision?
That's wonderful. You two absolutely mustn't miss the Sub-Zerus festival. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started
Wait a
decorating
second,
the
sind
Grand
die Hörner
Bazaar.
echt?
It looks spectacular. Thanks to your generous contribution.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do. Do you still have enough Mora?
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage. Come on, I'll show you.
Nee, das ist doch nur Schmuck. Oder? Ich wollte es eigentlich gerne genauer angucken.
Wow! This place is amazing!
Not bad.
Oh, hast du dein göttliches Auge?
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried sick. We reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to cancel all the stage performances.
Ich will das göttliche Auge sehen.
Oh, probably because it was the theater.
Bei ihr habe ich es gefunden.
The academia looks down on performers like us.
Ist das
They
hinten?
probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely.
Ich sehe es, ich kann es nicht
Can't let
erkennen.
that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the
Ich meine, sie könnte halt entweder Kryo sein oder Hydro. Also Wasser oder Eis.
Thank the Dendra Archon for Dunyarzad. But the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage a much-needed makeover. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage.
Ja.
You've been
Weiter runter.
practicing so long
Ich muss...
already. It's almost time for your dream to become
Da hat sie
reality.
das nicht.
It's our dream. I'll do my best for the two of
Och
us.
Mann.
Nilu, what are you gonna be doing at the festival?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zeros.
Ich möchte dein göttliches Auge sehen.
Juniorzad, have you told him the origin of this holiday?
Nee, das sind
I only told them
nur
about the Greater
Saphire.
Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay. Then I'll tell you two about how this holiday came to be. According to legend, the Sub-Zeros festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration for the Greater Lord. A long, long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment." Of course they did. When people mention the gods, they always think of the
Sag mir
Archon
doch
War.
bitte einfach, was für ein
But
Element du an
Sumeru's gods
Charakter
also
wärst.
had happy times.
Oder ob du
Although
überhaupt ein
they aren't
Charakter
around
bist, aber du
anymore,
bist zu
they're
detailliert dafür,
preserving
dass du
our
keiner
tradition of
wärst.
dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the Goddess of Flowers looked.
Ja, ja.
Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we
War
still
das
have to do our
Hydro?
best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Nilu,
Sieht
you of
sehr
all
nach
people will
Hydro aus.
definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra mile and scattered parisaras around the stage.
They symbolize the Goddess of Flowers, after all. It's just a shame that all the real parisaras went extinct after her death.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth parisaras in memory of the Goddess of Flowers, but she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the Goddess of Flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled if I had just 2 real parisaras on the stage. So, Traveler and Paimon, what do you think? Interested in the Sub-Zeros festival? Will you two be coming?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity for you to learn more about her.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea!
Oder machen wir da einfach mit?
Hey, come on! There's nothing wrong with enjoying a festival. Besides, it's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday. She'll be happy to have more people who are celebrating it.
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zeros festival together?
Juniorzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, then feel free to explore the area. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali, and we're all looking forward to the Sub-Zeros festival. In that case, we'll take a look around.
Mit 5 Leuten muss ich reden. Oh. Hydro. Ich hatte recht.
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over to come by this year and buy things during the festivities. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the Academia might not like it, but what's a festival without song and dance?
Dancing at the
Wir müssen
Sub-Zeros
coolen Charakteren erst
festival.
danach reden.
You know, I also danced when I was younger. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done to honor the Greater Lord. My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the goddess of flowers ever knew Lesser Lord Kusanali, then she would certainly have wished to be her friend and hold celebrations for her too. The Sabzeruz festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life. I heard she forked out a lot of mora to make it all happen.
Swoof.
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Are you an Outlander?
Ja.
Did you know that the
Könnte
Sabzeruz
man so
festival
sagen.
is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, passes out candy to everyone.
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival
Die könnte ein
couldn't have been
cooler
easy, that's
Charakter
for sure.
sein.
I bet this year's festival will be
Ich
one
bete
to
sehr,
remember.
dass sie kein Forster am
I
Ende
don't know
einfach
much
ist.
about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Two things that the academia doesn't particularly approve of. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin and... I mean, that's what I've heard at least.
Ich muss sagen, ich mag die Rüstung an ihrem rechten Arm. Ich finde das cool, aber irgendwie habe ich Angst davor, dass sie deswegen, wegen dem Design her, Feuerbau-Charakter wird.
Milu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you from when we first met up.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyazad, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like I'm looking at the goddess of flowers herself. Hey, is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like Catherine.
Lol. Einfach die Gildenfrau.
Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Hmm? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon! What's shaken?
Whoa! Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated functions. But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching the same Fontaine movie day after day.
Aber ich frage mich, wo wir danach dann hingehen. Drei Gebiete haben wir noch. Fontaine, das Wassergebiet. Snake, bla bla bla, das Eisgebiet und keine Ahnung, wie das Pyrogebiet heißt. Aber das soll ein Vulkan sein.
You should keep searching. sometimes the answers we're looking
Auf den
for
ich nicht
aren't
so Bock
necessarily at our
hätte, weil der
intended
gibt mir Breath of the
destination.
Wild Flashbacks und ich
Instead,
mochte das
they're
Gebiet nicht
found
wegen der
along the way.
Rüstung. Ich mag das immer mehr, wenn ich meine Barbarenrüstung tragen darf.
Anyways, what brings you out here, Catherine?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to be heading back now.
Sad life.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites. We've already made some great friends in Sumeru City thanks to you.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people
Easy.
here. You've already been blessed by the element of Dendro after all. See you around.
There's something really different about Catherine today.
Wahrscheinlich, weil sie einfach mal nicht arbeitet.
Oh, hey Dia, what's going on?
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you. Well, I have an idea that might help.
Ist das da oben? Sind das ihre Haare da oben?
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet in front of the
können doch
Citadel
nicht
of
ihre
Rexar.
Ohren sein.
Sounds like a plan.
Ne, jetzt zweimal Ohren. Das wäre weird.
Let's head over to the Citadel of Rexar and wait for Dia.
Läuft. Auf falsch.
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a bad mood. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had
Nein, die hat ihre Haare nur so gestylt. Das alles für andere würde sonst keinen Sinn machen.
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Look, Dia's blushing.
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord.
Oh,
Irgendwie finde ich die Perspektive weird.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here? And well, didn't expect to see you three together.
I take it you all know each other already?
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfond for more info.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell him what we know.
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft? Sorry, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, the case is more about the Academia than anything else. Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading south along the river. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other details for you, though. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try introducing yourselves as students of the Academia once you're there.
Oh, okay.
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port Ormos?
If you're all so interested, just go there and see what happens.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as those here in Sumeru City. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for the Scarlet King." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. The Scarlet King's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return. Ridiculous.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Thanks, Dia, and you too, Osfond. Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that. Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Hoffentlich. Ich will nichts über ihn wissen, ich will den Scheiß machen. Ja, dann mach das bitte. Ja, irgendwie macht er die nicht zugänglich. Toll. Perfekt, ich wollte noch mal zu dem südlichen Teleporter da. Das ist ein langer erster Akt. Aber da ist der Teleporter schon perfekt. Ich werde mal ganz kurz auf Toilette gehen. Das heißt, wir haben eine kurze Pause. Da bin ich wieder. Ich hoffe, man hört mich. Ja, man hört mich. Perfekt. Was ist bei den Aktionen? Oh, darf ich das jetzt? Warte. Ja, das muss ich definitiv noch machen. Ich hätte sie ganz gerne geschenkt bekommen. Wäre ich großer Fan von. Alter, ich lieb die Dinger ja sowas von.
Useless.
Zwei Teleporte. What the fuck ist das für ein Arm? Irgendwas sagt mir, ich sollte versuchen, straight hier hinzugehen. Ja, ich werde schon sehen. Und wie viel kann ich? 3 weitere kann ich anbieten. Was kann ich eigentlich mit einem Dendro-Siegel machen? Hier?
Stabilize. Another test job. Fry. For it.
Ich kann die Luft rausholen. Irgendwann habe ich sein Artefakt-Set. Wird mein Schaden so gut sein.
Solidify.
Useless. Lament. Worthless.
Easy. Zhao mit seinen Artefakten ist toll. Jetzt brauche ich wirklich nur noch ein Jade Spear. Es gibt nur einen großen Nachteil beim Jade Spear, den ich mittlerweile... lol, das da vorne sieht aus bei Breath of the Wild. Es gibt einen Nachteil beim Jade Spear. Nicht Vorteil. Nämlich komme ich... ich wusste gar nicht, dass ich auf fast 70% Crit-Chance schon komme. Ja, der hat, soweit ich weiß, 14 weniger Crit-Chance. Aber dann ist das gar nicht so schlimm. Weil dann geht das ja doch noch vollkommen okay. Dann ist es ja in Ordnung. Weil alles über 50% ist schön. Aber wenn wir mit Wahrscheinlichkeiten rechnen, sagt man trotzdem so lange, bis man 100% erreicht hat, dass man nur jeden zweiten Schlag krittet. Ich bin nicht schlau. Das ist schön, dass ich das an dem Punkt erkannt habe. Lebt der? Nö. Perfekt. Oh.
Boring.
Was ist denn hier?
Gather.
Oh yes, das war super. Wieso nicht immer so?
I will have order.
Mag nicht, wie der Befall gerade hochgeht.
Leave it all to me.
Na, scheiße.
Boring.
Gibt es dafür irgendwas? Ja. Tut es.
Why would anyone want?
Sind das dann doch feste Orte oder kann man da wirklich dann, keine Ahnung, jede Woche 3 farmen und kriegt dann Primus dafür? Weil ich dachte, das wären eigentlich keine festen Punkte. Oh, hä? Ab und zu bin ich verwirrt, wie offen die Dinger stehen. Und dann gibt es die Situationen, bei denen ich keine Ahnung was für einen Scheiß anstelle und mich das wundert, dass ich das Ding immer noch nicht gefunden habe. Aber der Vorteil ist, wenn man die Kopfgeldjagd und den ganzen Scheiß gemacht hat, dann kann man das alles irgendwann finden, indem man diese komischen Kompass-Dinger da herstellt. Oh. Von der Seite aus wäre alles einfacher gewesen. Egal, ich snake mir jetzt diese Truhe. Wait, ist das eine Luxustruhe? Nee, das ist so eine besondere Truhe. Wer seid ihr denn? Goldbrigade. Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass... Oh, warte, ich wollte... Oh, Lost. Ich wollte doch von... Chichis... Constellations überhaupt angucken. Dabei gucke ich generell mal über ein paar Constellations drüber gleich. Wer bist du denn? Sonnenfrost. Hallo Mr. Sonnenfrost.
Now you're testing my patience.
Ich habe sehr viel mehr Angst vor ihr als vor ihm gehabt. Denn ich habe mehr Angst vor ihr, als ich vor ihm gehabt habe. So. Dankeschön. Was ist das jetzt? Wieder so eine besondere Kiste. Ist das ernsthaft nur so... Oh, nee, der Energieblock ist es, was man hier haben wollte. Aber der Baum Obwohl, so ein richtiger Baum ist es jetzt nicht. Aber es sieht schön aus. Hilfe. Okay, das Dorf sieht sehr traurig aus irgendwie.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osfun told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item? Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Bitte helft uns. Wir sind lost.
Welcome.
Wir suchen Forscher. Oder
How can I
Studenten.
help you too?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the Academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the Academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be
Ich
discussing
dachte eigentlich
something.
nicht, dass das Story-Abteil jetzt noch so lang sein würde. Wieso, Game?
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King
Alter,
and
das
some
Siegel oder was auch immer das ist, was sie da an der Mütze haben. Sieht echt sehr nice aus.
Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Ahmar.
Oh, jeder hat ein
Today,
anderes?
I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Nee, die
Don't
beiden
you
haben
see?
dasselbe, oder?
Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing.
They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking
So eine
for
Art
aren't the kind of
Blume
goods that
oder
Eremites are after.
Riesenrad oder
As long
Pfau.
as they know you're a student, then deals can be
Ich
made.
kenn's nicht richtig.
I've heard that
Ja,
Einal
Riesenrad
Hakmar
weniger.
likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Riesenrad ist ein
Wait,
bisschen
did you
weird.
say
500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give
Ah
up
ja,
on
sieht
trying
so aus,
to
als haben die
graduate
beiden
this
wirklich
way.
genau dasselbe.
I wouldn't worry too much.
Nur der eine hat noch so
Our
ein
field of
grünes.
research is very niche. Who else could
Nee, das ist ein
possibly be
roter
after
Baum.
that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that? So, what's our plan? Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 Mora! Have you lost your mind? Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of Mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
Out of all my commissions, I enjoy making jewelry for newlyweds the most.
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot.
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss?
Oh, das sind
Once we
diese
reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, we'll be the first that the
Goldbrigaden-Leute.
boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Yeah, with Boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Huh? Who are you? What do you want? A traveler?
Now's probably not the time to talk about that. Didn't the students say Eremites are wary of outsiders?
A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos? Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it? Huh? What is this, some kind of joke?
Oh! Sorry! He must have grabbed the wrong amount! Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, fuck.
There's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Paimon ist Profi im nicht auffällig sein.
Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King. I don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh? Wer bist du?
You again? Deranged Academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again.
Oh
I
mein
already
Gott.
warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address
Oh
he
mein
gave you
Gott, siehst du
is
cool aus.
fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this, hmm?
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the Academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one,
Ist
I
der
accept.
Anemo?
After all,
Nee,
even
der
the
ist
Archons
Dendro.
used war to negotiate the
Oh,
ownership
das
of
finde ich ja noch
Tibet.
besser.
If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next
Dendro
course
ist
of
ja
action
noch
will
besser.
sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself.
Oh, ich würde gern
However,
wissen, was für eine Waffe jeder
I
dieser
fear that
Charaktere
by then,
benutzt.
some things will have happened that cannot be
Wasser
undone.
könnte wieder Catalyst, also die
Also,
Wasserfrau könnte wieder
a word
Catalyst
of
sein. Ich
advice.
biete sehr dafür, dass
I
es
suggest you
nicht
tell
so
your boss
ist.
exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in
Er
the
könnte
future.
Dendro Speer.
What did you say?
Könnte
Consider
alles
this.
sein.
Have I ever failed to follow through on
Muss
my
ich
word in
zugeben.
the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay, then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front
Zumindest
of the
kommt es mir so
Pharos
vor,
Lighthouse, 4
als
o'clock in
könnte
the
jede
afternoon,
Waffe führen.
sharp.
Don't expect us to hold back.
Aber irgendwie...
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 Mora to them.
Ich glaube, wird schwer sein. Ist jetzt meine Theorie.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Amorites running too. Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions. He went that way! After him!
Alter Herr. Oh, das ist der, den Nelly so cool findet. Okay, ich verstehe voll und ganz warum. Ich möchte übrigens nicht, dass mich irgendjemand spoilert, was für eine Waffe die ganzen Charaktere dann am Ende haben. Sind immer nur Vermutungen, die ich mache. Ich möchte es meist eigentlich immer erst wissen, wenn es in-game ist. Bei ein paar Waffen lässt sich, oder bei ein paar Charakteren, nicht Waffen, lässt sich es einfach überhaupt nicht verhindern, muss man leider sagen. Aber
they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about!
Kennst du Zhongli?
Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly
Oh,
are
ich
you
weiß,
two?
an wen er mich
And why
erinnert.
are you inquiring about that?
Von der Frisur her. Das Character Design, das ich im Xenoblade Chronicles X benutzt habe.
A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong! Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret
Ich finde es
taking
immer
us
lustig,
with
wie der
you.
Traveler daran festgemacht wird, dass er kein göttliches Auge hat.
All right. I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 Mora for something and you didn't even know what it was? Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the Academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Oh, was ist das?
Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
Oh.
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to Mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up.
Okay.
Oh, so that's your true objective. With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer. You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
Ich freue mich, wenn der ein Charakter wird. Andererseits wird er wahrscheinlich dann rauskommen, wenn ich eh nicht genug Primus habe. Also ja. Und ich weiß gar nicht, was in der nächsten Rotation drin ist. Ob wir da nochmal neue Charaktere kriegen oder nur Reruns. Oder einen neuen Charakter und einen Rerun. Wie jetzt auch gerade. Das könnte ich mir vorstellen, dass es so die ersten 3, 4 Versionen passiert.
I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
But we only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Ja, klar.
Oh? That's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue.
Ein Elementarblick Main.
Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
Sichtlich nicht wahrscheinlich.
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Oh, die eine hat mehr Wissen als die andere.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here's the Mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any Mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time. Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a traitor near Old Ormos.
Eher nördlich.
Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
Wait, are you sure you're remembering that right? Paimon doesn't think it was that on the paper.
What a unique palate. We have unripe hara fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe hara fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You too. Please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
The warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Oh, warte mal, ich wollte mir Constellations angucken. Da war ja was. Gib mir mal ihre Konstellation. Nee, Konstellation hier. Nice. Das müsste den hier noch verstärken. Das ist ganz praktisch, ist okay, nicht wichtig, aber ja. Wait, ist das Multiplayer oder ist das Overall? Weil dann ist die Constellation ziemlich geil. Dann ist die ganz cool. Bei D-Look waren die nicht so cool, aber ich würde trotzdem gerne einen Max D-Look haben. Weil ich habe ihn doch C1. Warum wird das hier nicht angezeigt? Ich glaube, hier werden... Ach, die werden hier generell nicht angezeigt. Ah. Ja, das war kacke. Das wäre cool, wenn ich es verstehen würde. Oh, das fand ich auch noch okay. Das war doch, genau. Bei Zhongli will ich irgendwann die C6 haben, weil die ist geil. Bei Zhao auch. Aber bei Zhao fühle ich das nicht so heftig, muss ich zugeben. Also das würde ich cool finden. Noch eine weitere Aufladung, dann kann man halt zwischendrin das ein bisschen öfter machen. Da ich nicht für jedes Gegnercamp die Ult benutzen will, ist das ganz angenehm. Das finde ich nicht so geil, weil er eigentlich bei mir oft aktiv ist, aber ich nehm's. Ja, das ist halt schön und gut, genau wie die anderen Sachen, aber das ist immer so. Und stimmt, das war ein Ding. Da war ich aber auch kein Freund von. Da hätte ich auch lieber mehr Damage. Aber das ist so ein generelles Ding bei mir. Oh lol, sorry Res. Ich hab das erste nicht gesehen gehabt. Die Rao Constellation. Ja, das ist ganz cool, aber es wird mich erstmal nerven. Das weiß ich jetzt schon. Beim Rest, keine Ahnung, ob ich da Constellations will. Was sind Keichinks Constellations? Was sind die Füße bei erneuten Anwenden von? Warte mal. Okay, das raff ich nicht. Nö, ich habe einen Controller, aber der hält nichts aus, also joa. Das heißt, man kriegt noch schneller die Ult zusammen. Einfach mehr Damage. Okay, wenn ich das hier richtig verstehe, kriegt es dann 24% mehr Damage. Wenn ich Elektroschaden mit Heavy, einmal mit Standard Attack, einmal mit Ability und einmal mit Ult mache. Okay, Keqing hätte ich auch gern C6. Finde ich cool. Aber da hört schon auf. Oh, was hat Jula für eine... Wo ist denn sie? Ah. Was hat die denn für Constellations? Okay, cool. Ist mehr Damage. Ist okay. Ich weiß nicht, wie relevant das ist, da ich es ja noch nicht gespielt habe. Okay, das ist das Gegenstück zu dem Diluc-Ding. Das würde mir persönlich besser gefallen. Und das lädt die Ult schneller auf, wenn ich es richtig verstehe. Das finde ich cool. Julas Constellations gefallen mir auch. Aber jetzt machen wir mal normal weiter. Fick dich, Spiel. Fick dich hart. Wie sehr ich es liebe, wenn sich Sachen verschmelzen. Ich wollte das Event noch nicht spielen. Ich wollte das für mich privat dann wahrscheinlich spielen.
Port Ormos is pretty great. There's so many new and interesting things, not to mention all the tasty food. Sumeru's largest commercial port sure lives up to its name. Look at all the merchants, and everyone seems excited just to be here.
How did things end up like this?
All thanks to your artistic license. That's how.
Vor allem, ich konnte das nicht verhindern.
An update from Tanja.
Ich konnte das jetzt zu 0%. Doch, ich hätte den Punkt verhindern können, den ich das Event vor der Story gespielt hätte. An dem Punkt, an dem man es machen konnte. Besser gesagt. Wäre auch zwischendrin mal in der Story einfach so, aber ja.
Oh, what should we do?
Whoa. Yeah.
Das ist echt sad.
They seem really down in the dumps. Let's go find out what's going on. Oh, hey there. Paimon's name is Paimon, and he's a traveler who is just passing by. Is there something bothering you?
Oh, I noticed you two a moment ago. Welcome to Akara Crafts, the best toy store in Port Ormos. At least for now. What's bothering us is this prototype Aranara.
Oh, süß.
To start with, could I
Eine Ricky
get your opinion on it?
Prototype Aranara? You mean this wood carving here?
Hey.
It looks like a mushroom monster to Paimon.
Oh, no. The prototype Aranara is something that brings joy and laughter to children. At least in theory.
Not the first negative feedback we've had.
Eh?
So, what exactly is a prototype Aranara?
So for context, Aranara are magical creatures in Sumeru fairy tales that live in the forest. For the store's 20th anniversary, we plan to release a series of hand-carved toys based on the Aranara stories that kids know and love. This is a prototype we made to get an idea of how they would react.
Gefällt mir immer noch.
But when we put it out there, the reaction was not quite what we'd anticipated.
Ja.
They thought it looked like a
Beschwert
mushroom
euch
too,
nicht.
huh?
No, worse than that actually. I can't quite describe it though. And I'm also not very good with kids. Maybe you could ask them for yourselves.
This is not an Aranara. No way. I've read Uncle Tanja's Aranara and the Ill Little Fungus. It says that Aranara are supposed to be chubby and squishy. The carving looks nothing like that.
Toys do look better when they're round and chubby. Uncle Tonder said in Aranara's vow that you can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. This carving makes me feel lost and confused inside. I don't think the creator put his heart into it at all. It's nothing like an Aranara. Ooh, didn't put his heart into it, huh? Oh, sounds like one of those things that's easier said than understood.
Kassid and Alia didn't like this carving, but I think it's okay. It doesn't look too happy, so it's kind of pitiful in a cute way.
Oh, a positive review!
Yeah, so I would totally ask my dad to get it for me, if it wasn't meant to be a Nara.
Oh, well, that took a sudden turn for the worse. We asked the children for their opinions.
Oh, how did it go? Has it maybe, grown on them at all? Oh, this is such a shame. Why isn't Tanja back
Kinder
from
haben zu viel
Gondorville
Erwartungen.
yet?
Oh, the kids kept mentioning an Uncle Tanger too. Who is he exactly?
Uncle Tanger is a famous children's author here in Port Ormos. He wrote quite a few stories in the past, but none of them were popular among children. Just like our prototype Aranara. But around a year or so ago, he suddenly had a eureka moment or something, and suddenly the children loved every one of his stories.
That's right. My little Ghaffari loves his stories too. The whole reason we decided to make these carvings was because we saw just how popular the Aranara are among children. We asked Tanja for guidance, but right after he agreed, he went off to Gandharvaville with his son to look for inspiration. They haven't returned yet. We were running out of time, so we had no choice but to carve an Aranara based on our own imaginations. As you can see, this was the result.
Oh, we have to do something. Hey, since you're the famous traveler, could you do us a favor and look for Tanger in Gandharvaville, He doesn't have
Nur,
to come in
wenn ich
person
jetzt
if
die
he's
Main
too
Quest
busy.
weitermachen darf.
Just ask him to write down his suggestions and bring his notes back to us, if you could.
Weil das nervt mich schon so ein bisschen.
Please, if only to put a smile on the children's faces. And, of course, you'll be well compensated for doing us the favor.
They seem pretty desperate. Let's help them out. To see the kids smile. And also for our reward. Yep, let's do it.
So, jetzt kann das doch nicht blockiert sein, oder?
Tanjo takes his son with him. Maybe that's why he was able to come up. Anyway,
Ja, das ist mir grad egal. Oh, okay. Wait, wie komme ich runter? Oder wo war der? War der nicht hier? Nee. Von hier aus sind wir irgendwo hier lang gegangen. Hier.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today.
Oh,
Earlier,
ach so,
many
das
of
soll...
our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Hold on. That's not right. Taken by mice means they sold out.
I'm sorry. But as things currently stand...
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look at the...
Warte. Das ist zu komplex für mich.
Before I retrieve your products, please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
No, that's not it.
Och, Mann.
Heatstroke is...
Ja. Also werde ich mich gefühlt jedes Mal jetzt falsch entscheiden und dann...
Before I retrieve... Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. That you look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style? Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package
Okay, wenigstens konnte ich mich mal da richtig entscheiden.
Okay. Everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot! It's the Matra! Run!
What? The Matcha? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here. We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant. He ran that way.
Warte, laufe ich richtig? Ja. Okay, perfekt. Oh. Oh. Ja, die Statue nehme ich gerne mit. Also weiter unten. Nee, hä? Ich bin verwirrt. Ach so, wegen der Erhöhung der Brücke.
Hey, if you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way. Another password. Huh? Oh, that voice came from behind the building on the right. Here, over here.
Oh, wer
You
bist
can
du
stop
denn?
running now.
Oh. Story. Elektro,
So
okay.
you're the one who was calling out to us just now. But,
Irgendwie
are we
gibt sie mir so
definitely gonna be safe
Genie-Vibes. Oder Djinn-Vibes. Wie man
These
es
two
nennen
good
will.
customers wish to buy some horror fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Die Brille sieht so weird bei ihr aus.
Wait, you're Dory? Paimon sure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but I bet my Mora that you've been involved in some shady dealings, haven't you? Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it. I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces, no matter how much Mora they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. As decent folks trying to run an honest business. We don't need any of that. Wouldn't you agree? So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good. Ah, yes, of course, of course. Go ahead, help yourselves.
Ich finde sie echt weird.
Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her with all this. What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. I can, however, offer some suggestions. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Teyvat have ever studied it, making it extremely rare. It's on sale now for 350,000 Mora. want to be an expert in that topic.
Ich kenne da jemanden.
About the architectural styles and construction methods of Teyvat in the early Archon War period. With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly any nation. Ooh, now this sounds like it could be useful. 2 million Mora, and it's yours. No discounts. Whoa! That's a lot of Mora! Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each one, down at the bottom. Alright, let's try the method that Alhaitham mentioned. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, and quite the eye for quality. We'll take these, please and thank you. My oh my, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 Mora more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million Mora. Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million! But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 Mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million Mora. Isn't that a fantastic deal? Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we bought belongs to Alhaitham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself? Come on, come on! We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's Mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem, you've got a deal, Dory. We'd like to spend an extra 100,000 Mora. Excellent. Then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge over here. Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Why can't we choose the ones from over there? Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million Mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Please, take your time. Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Werden wir hier betrogen? Ja, werden wir.
So, what did you see? So, they're all worth about the same amount? Well, anyway, the Mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Oh,
okay.
How about this one? Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this one. Dory, we'll take this one. All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon. Whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need, bring your Mora to Dory and doors will open. Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough, let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham. Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost.
Ich hoffe, wir können dir helfen.
You two made it.
Cooler Dude.
And from the looks on your faces, you were successful.
Ich mag ihn wirklich.
There's so many people from the Academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wakela Funduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcha won't come here. Okay, now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost now?
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer, of course.
Yeah, he just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our lucky break.
In that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
Wir wollen nur eine Audienz und wir begehen so viele Verbrechen dafür.
But it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
Ich meine, seien wir mal ehrlich, wir gehen da hin, sagen, wir sind der und der und wollen einfach mit dir reden. Das ist jetzt nicht die Welt.
I won't deny that.
Und wenn das nicht reicht, dann hole ich einen Geo-Archon und einen Elektro-Archon und einen Anemo-Archon, die mich unterstützen. Er ist jetzt nicht so das Problem. Oder ich hole Jean ran, die ja ziemlich krass bekannt ist. Oder Ningguang. Bei den Inazuma-Leuten weiß ich nicht, wie das ist, wie bekannt die auch außerhalb sind.
I agreed to forgo ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar. They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains the Scarlet King's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the Academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The Divine Knowledge Capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the Divine Knowledge Capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now, the situation is different.
In other words, You wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the Divine Knowledge Capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again. If I get the opportunity to study the Divine Knowledge Capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Ja, krieg ich hin.
Okay. Then we'll meet up in 2 days.
Haytham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you say we head to the outskirts of town?
Cool, jetzt wird mir das noch beigebracht. Ja, da kann ich mich nicht einfach so enttippen. Schade. Nichts darf hier einfach sein. Zumindest nicht in Genshin. Ich bin jetzt in der Wildnis angekommen. Keine Ahnung, 3 Meter von der Stadt entfernt. Oder von dem Dorf. Ich weiß nicht, was das genau ist.
Techniques 8. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since most have been taken by the Eremites to augment their battle capabilities.
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of strength. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles, one before using this knowledge capsule and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry, I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
Wow! Haytham! You must have been one of those guys at the Academia who got top grades on everything! Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the Academia, right? So, why are you risking getting caught by the Matra for this capsule?
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. This is but one theory.
Sounds like you're trying to avoid the question.
All right, let's begin the test. Just fight as you normally do.
Soll ich einfach nur kämpfen oder wie? Okay, ich verstehe es. Doch, ich sollte einfach nur kämpfen. Ich kann mir auch nicht vorstellen, dass es beim Traveler irgendwas Bestimmtes macht.
The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can activate its power.
Die hier, oder? Ich wünschte, ich wüsste, was ich mit den Siegeln machen kann. Aber das wird mir leider nicht gesagt.
Hey, how are you feeling? You mean that it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
Gather! Boring!
Ich hätte das nicht.
Solidify!
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Oh, hey, Thumb. How's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
Wait, how much? Dory's such a jerk! She totally scammed us! 1 million Mora? This thing isn't worth a tenth of that amount!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deal seems increasingly worth my investment. I'm heading back to Ikela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
Am übernächsten Tag. Das sollte am übernächsten Tag sein, wenn ich nicht blöd bin. Das ist der nächste Tag und dann... Ja, das sollte der übernächste sein. Ah, da steht sogar 8 Uhr übermorgen. Der Stand ist ja sogar.
Let's see Dory today and ask her about where the divine knowledge capsule is.
Das müsste doch ganz schnell gehen. Auch wenn die Quest echt lange wird gerade. Kann der erste Akt nicht mal vorbei sein?
My loyal patrons, what can I do for you this time? You name it.
Bin ich eigentlich blöd oder war das... Das war doch bei Mondstadt und Liyue nicht so. Bei Liyue kann ich mich nicht so perfekt dran erinnern, aber bei Mondstadt? Wissen, bei Liyue haben wir es in einem Stream durchgezogen. War dann irgendwie so 8 bis 9 Stunden.
Then please oblige me. Tell me what you have in mind. Oh, our new customers with pockets as deep as yours would undoubtedly crave something more profound than ordinary canned knowledge. But you know, that kind of information isn't going to be cheap. After all, I had to work really hard to weasel my way into the auction site. Not to mention that if anyone found out that I was the leaker, I would be in big, big trouble. But how can we be sure your information is accurate? Paimon's curious how you just happen to have this kind of info the moment we need it. Because to me, anything of value is what I consider to be my supply. Therefore, I must always be aware of what's hot on the market in order to secure more sales. As for the information's authenticity, well, you've no need to worry about that. I used a camera to take a picture of the transaction. That way, no one can dispute it. It's always a pleasure doing business with such sterling patrons. Now that you've paid in full, here's the scoop. The Divine Knowledge Capsule was purchased yesterday by a certain Misery, the leader of Ain el-Ahmar. Ain el-Ahmar? You mean the Eremites who worship the Scarlet King? Ah, so you're already familiar with them. The group has done everything in their power to obtain the Divine Knowledge Capsule. After all, they believe it contains the power of the Scarlet King. That Divine Knowledge Capsule is unlike any other canned knowledge I've seen before. It was glowing bright red. The capsule is clearly visible in the picture I took. You can look for yourself. Thanks for the info, Dory. Please, it's my pleasure. It's all thanks to discerning customers such as yourselves that my efforts yesterday were not in vain. Please, don't hesitate to contact me if you ever need anything else in the future. Mora for Dory opens doors. Well, we figured out where the Divine Knowledge
Oh, ich wollte eigentlich nicht so lange machen.
Let's head back and talk to Al-Haytham.
Irgendwann muss heute der erste Akt jetzt vorbei sein. Man könnte doch nicht 8 Stunden lang machen. Also könnte schon, aber...
Really?
Sag so, für mich würde es nerven.
Let's hear it.
Dory even gave us evidence to verify the intel. Have a look.
Huh, look at that. Clear as day. It must have taken some guts just to infiltrate the scene of the Eremites' transaction. But then, to get close enough to take a picture like this. Bold move, Dory. Very bold move. All right. The person in this picture is indeed Misery, the leader of Ain el-Ahmar. And the glowing red capsule he's holding appears to be the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In which case, if we play our cards right, when we confront them next week, we should be able to force them to show their hand.
At first, Paimon didn't get why you were provoking these Ain el-Ahmar guys. But now, it sort of makes sense. Everything's playing right into your hands. After we defeat them, we can finally have a serious talk with their boss and get them to lend us the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Thank you for your time and efforts. Take a few days off while I make some preparations. Let's meet up again on the afternoon of the arranged date, 3 o'clock sharp. See you then.
Al-Haytham sure is taking his time. Where could he be?
Da ist er doch.
There he is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's head to the pier in front of Faros Lighthouse.
Yep, let's go.
Ist der Akt bald zu Ende? Ich weiß es nicht. Ich weiß nur, dass ich jetzt nicht mehr allzu lange machen werde. Egal ob der Akt dann zu Ende ist oder nicht, dann mache ich halt keine Kopfgeld. Also nicht die erste Woche Kopfgeldjagd von Sumero. Dann gehöre ich halt nicht zu den ersten Leuten, die die Flügel haben.
I'll hate them. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know you were crazy enough to actually show up.
It was
Oh, bitte
I
lass
who
mich Gameplay
demanded
von
that
ihm
these
sehen.
negotiations take place. I was more worried that you might go back on your promise. But to your credit, it appears that you're sticking to your word. This is turning into quite an occasion. I also brought some backup. I assume you don't mind.
Backup? Aren't you the brat from the restaurant the other day? You've come to support this lunatic because he helped you out? Fine. Your funeral. I'm not going to mince my words. Once we're done with you, you'll be nothing more than fish food. Get 'em, boys!
Uh-oh, here they come. Good luck, you two.
Ich werfe einfach Paimon auf die. Dann haben die Angst.
That's close enough.
Nee, ich darf ihn nicht anspielen.
Stabilize.
Oh, schade. Oh, das war der Boss, der... Okay.
Solidify. Order guide you.
Boring!
Ja. Ganz krass seid ihr.
Scum!
Alter, mit diesem Ein-Sterne-Schwert.
Boss! Finally! Did you use it? Great! Now we can... Boss?
Was ist mit ihm denn los? Und warum ist sein Ding am Ohr rot?
We have to cut his Akasha connection, now.
Das war so cool. Oh, jetzt ist er normal.
Target acquired. Arrest him.
Do not impede our work. Is that understood, Alhaitham?
Of course. I was only trying to help.
Take him away.
Haha. Das habe ich gesehen.
World, forget me.
What in Tibet just happened? It's like that big guy suddenly lost his mind.
It looks like he used the divine knowledge capsule.
You mean the divine knowledge capsule did that to him? Oh, yeah. You mean how some researchers go insane after getting knowledge from Irminsul?
I've heard of numerous incidents of researchers in Satyavada life going insane. The state that man is now in suggests that this is a similar situation. This divine knowledge capsule does appear to be linked to the gods, but beyond that, it doesn't seem anything like the rumors suggest. Possessing it doesn't grant you divine wisdom or power. Did you hear what he said? World, forget me. What could that possibly mean?
Ultra took him away, then that means the Academia got the Divine Knowledge Capsule back too. What a shame. We were so close. Still, Paimon didn't expect the Divine Knowledge Capsule would be so dangerous. Imagine if we tried to open it. Oh, who knows what would have happened to us?
As things stand,
wir haben es uns
there
jetzt
is no
geklaut.
reason for me to remain in Port Ormos. I believe our collaboration has also reached its end.
Oh, we were so busy trying to find the Divine Knowledge Capsule that Paimon forgot to ask you something. Since you're a member of the Academia, do you have any idea how we can go about meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Truthfully, I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali appears to exist outside of Sumeru's entire administration. Most of the time, you wouldn't know she exists at all. Moreover, since the Academia possesses the Akasha, a symbol of our deity's wisdom, scholars have no reason to desire to make contact with the deity herself anyway.
Everything about Lesser Lord Kusanali is such a mystery!
I'm heading back to the Academia. How about you two?
It's almost the day of the Sub-Zero's festival. Maybe we should head back too. We've been rushed off our feet over the past few days, so maybe a little rest and relaxation will do us good. Then we'll part ways here, Al-Haytham, until we meet again.
Now, do I deal with this thing first? Or should I produce the report that the higher-ups require?
Bitte sei kein Antagonist. Okay, der erste Akt ist jetzt zu Ende, aber ich glaube, das hat's noch nicht. Das lässt mich jetzt noch nicht die Kopfgeldjagden machen. Ja, dann ist es mir egal. Dann gucke ich, dass ich nächste Woche das auf aktuellen Stand spiele. Und dann ist es so. Gut, dann wäre ich jetzt raus. Ich bedanke mich bei allen, die hier dabei waren. Und wünsche euch noch einen schönen Tag. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.